Now, the term regularly portrays talented and skilled programmers who can gain unauthorized access into computer systems by exploiting the weakness or using some sort of a bugs. The term hacker was coined in the 1960s at MIT to describe experts who utilize their skills to redevelop mainframe systems, increasing its efficiency and allowing them to multitask. Now, the term regularly portrays talented and skilled programmers who can gain unauthorized access into computer systems by exploiting the weakness or using some sort of a bugs. For example, a hacker can create algorithms to basically crack the password, penetrate networks, or even disrupt networking services. So ethical hacker is the authorized practice of bypassing system security to identify potential data breaches and threats in a network. Ethical hackers aim to investigate the system or network for weak points that malicious hackers can exploit or destroy. So the practice of ethical hacking is called white hat hacking, and those who perform it are called white hat hackers. In contrast to ethical hacking, black hat hacking describes practices involving security violations. The black hat hackers use illegal techniques to compromise the system or destroy information. Footprinting is a part of the reconnaissance phase of ethical hacking, in which you gather information about the system or application. The main aim of footprinting is to gather as much information as possible about the system or the application that is in your scope to narrow down the areas and the techniques of attacks. For footprinting or reconnaissance, or some people used to say recon stage, we start with Google Docs, uses several open source tools such as ReconNG, Aquaton, AMAS, Sublister, CRT.sh, Whois, Dirbuster, etc. Some of these tools are passive, some of these tools are active. So in the first stage, we usually go for passive scanning. Yeah, then subsequent scans will be done through the active, and other stages will be done. The standard tools used by ethical hacker is the burp suite, which is used to intercept browser and server communication, or basically we can say MITM, man in the middle attack. Additionally, we often write our own tools, POCs. POC means proof of concepts, or scripts in languages such as Python, Ruby, and Golang. The hacker community is very generous, and they share these tools freely in GitHub. Whoever using these tools has to use them responsibly. That is the only catch. If you Google GitHub awesome security tools, you will get a collection of all the awesome software, libraries, documents, books, resources, and all other cool stuffs about security. An ethical hacker can identify bugs, vulnerabilities, and weakness in a software, web, and mobile applications. An ethical hacker will report these vulnerabilities to the software creators to fix them as soon as possible, and will provide ways to do it. So some software vendors provide a CVE, common vulnerability. So there is a database, CVE database. So you can claim your if you are basically reporting a 0-day vulnerability, you can claim a CVE number for it, or a CVE ID. So when you are going for a job hunt or something, or you can put it in your resume that you have found so and so vulnerability in such and such project or product or vendors. So that's one major advantage. And another one is an ethical hacker even tries to bypass certain security measures to simulate a malicious user and provide hardening steps. So ethical hacker usually do the bypasses and he will provide those information to the vendors how he bypass, so that the vendors can work on another security measures, so that an attacker won't utilize these things, right? So ethical hackers plays a very crucial role in safeguarding our information and assets.